Welcome back to the Sports Dungeon. I'm your host, Lauren Tepper. As the guy next to me has probably talked more than I have, but that's okay today. He's full of information. He's run more tournaments, seen more baseball than most people around here, and he can run a quality tournament around here. And this weekend, it's the NBC 12-year-old World Series taking place out of the Community First Sports Complex. Also, while that's going on, we have the State American Legion Tournament also taking place out there. The sports complex will be hopping. There'll be concession stands going. There'll be crews working. It'll be a madhouse. But you know what? The guy next to me will have a smile on his face because everything will be running smoothly.
Oh, yeah. You haven't seen me out there, have you, Lauren? It's a little
I'm just kidding.
There'll be people arguing with you about that a little bit.
Well,
about
that's
a smile
all right.
on my face.
I'm trying to.
Maybe about Wednesday or Thursday next week. It'll be great. But,
I'm trying to put a positive spin on it.
Oh, well, good. That's great.
It's all right. You won't be screaming at your watch when I come walking up it right
at 15 till.
Yeah. That's all right. We talked a little bit about the Friday and Saturday mornings. We're going to really kick off at noon. Pool play is going to last Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah. We'll actually just have one pool play game Sunday afternoon, and then we'll get into bracket play starting Sunday night. We try to speed it up a little bit, but try to get everybody a couple of games in on Saturday. On Saturday. Well, they'll play both their pool play games basically on Saturday, except for one or two teams, and then we'll go into bracket play where the winners will advance. Everybody will play then Sunday evening too. So
it'll be double elimination.
It's double elimination after the bracket play. They're guaranteed after pool play. They're guaranteed 4 games. Is what they're guaranteed.
Okay. Looking forward to that. What day are you anticipating finishing up? I mean, barring any weather problems.
Tuesday. Probably Tuesday will be championship games, just depending on how it all goes.
We are pretty fortunate with what happened. The 9-year-olds, like you mentioned, was the longest tournament. The 13-year-olds went pretty smoothly. We had just one little delay, lightning Sunday night. Was it Sunday?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad.
It just kind of continued in there where we tarped every day.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about what else you got going out there. You got the American Legion State Tournament. As you said, you've been associated with American Legion baseball for 30-plus years, and now it's finally the first time we're holding a state tournament.
It is. I mean, it is, the hotbed, I guess you'd say, of American Legion baseball in Arkansas is in central Arkansas where they have, a Little Rock area, like that. But we've had opportunities in the past. We just didn't feel like it was at the right time. This is the AA, the 2A, which has to do with populations of communities, and it works out real good for us. We'll actually start playing it Friday. We have a breakfast Friday morning, and Alan Gum, who is University of Central Arkansas baseball coach, he just came from Southern Arkansas University to UCA. And he had four kids drafted in the top 15 rounds of the Major League Draft this last year. So Alan, I have an association with him. He used to coach at Batesville High School, and now then he's University of Central Arkansas. He's going to come and speak to the Legion teams. We have a breakfast for all the boys and coaches that morning at the youth center, and then we'll actually start playing around noon with a little bit of opening ceremonies, throwing out some first pitch. We're going to have some curveballs out there being thrown. We're going to have Wimp Johnson, who is the oldest American Legion board member representing us. We're going to have Jay Herron, who is the sponsor of the American Legion team, and we're going to have D. Jeff Christensen, that is was with the newspaper and everything. Jeff's had had some setback and health problems, but he's going to be out there, and we're going to have 3 of them throwing out the first pitch. He's not going to hardly have as many as what they do at Cardinal games, but we're going to have a few, and it's just an opportunity for the community to showcase our American Legion baseball program, which we think is one of the best in the state. along with our high school program. They kind of dovetail or go together. Legion and high school. The difference is in the Legion program is it's area schools. We're fortunate to have Bergman and Valley kids, participating on the team, and they make a big difference in it. And it's really something that we've wanted to do in the past, but we just haven't been able to come up with the money and stuff to do that. But this year we have.
It's not a cheap event. I mean, it's not something that you can just throw together in a whim. It takes a little time. It takes a little effort. It takes a lot of manpower to pull something like this off.
The Legion board voted to do this, and so then they're involved in the volunteerism and things like that that's going to take to pull it off. And also the Convention and Visitors Bureau, Terry and Matt are going to help us with some different things. Matter of fact, Terry is going to kind of act as the tournament coordinator, and so while I'm kind of doing the NBC stuff, he's going to be taking care of that stuff. But games actually start at noon on Saturday. We'll have 4 games
on Friday,
and then 4 games on Saturday. This this tournament can run 6 days. And they're not playing but like 1 game a day. So it's, but we will have starting Friday at noon. The opening ceremonies and everything will probably start about 11:15, 11:30 on Friday.
That's exciting to hear about D. Jeff coming out here. I worked for him, and when he retired and had that medical setback, who is now actually back rehabbing and walking, doing tremendous. Ought to be exciting to see him out there.
I bet he can throw as far as Whip can.
You want to put some money on
to
see who can go the furthest?
I told him maybe they can do a relay there between the 3. And seen Jay Herron, and I said, we all just going to pass that ball on up there.
That's right. All 3 of you just got to throw it.
Be great.
Whip might bring his grandkids or something up there to try to throw it.
It'll be great for Wimp. Wimp's done a lot for the community and American Legion baseball in general. I mean, even when I first moved back to Harrison after going to college, I was about 22 years old, and Wimp was like president of the Legion board then, and man, now then here he is 30 years later, and here he is still on the board.
He, anybody who does not know who he is, he's down on. I don't care who's playing down there. It doesn't have to be his grandkids. He's sitting down there watching the ball games, wants to know what's happening. He's there all the time. There's nobody. I don't say nobody, but I mean there's a guy who's dedicated to youth sports and athletics as a whole for this entire community. He doesn't care whether you go to Harrison, Bergman, Valley, whatever. He's there for everybody to try to make it better and provide the best facilities and the best opportunity for each kid.
And if you got a good chair, he'll take it. He'll take it from you out there at the complex. So yeah, that's one thing about when you see Wimp coming, you better just hang on to your seat because he'll take it from you.
Let's real quick. We do have a Harrison representation in the state tournament.
We certainly do. It's Coach Crow is the head coach of the McDonald's Big Macs, and I would say they have they're in the top 3 teams in the tournament. They were runners up last year in the state tournament, so hopefully it'll work out great this year, and we'll be able to host that old championship and have a banner up out there with them, just like we did for the state high school tournament.
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, John, I appreciate you coming on. We're almost out of time. It's unbelievable that the half hour goes by pretty quickly. Well, next week I do have a big surprise as we're having Scott Miller and Ryan Miller, the Harding Academy signee today from Harrison, is moving on to continue his football days out down in Searcy. He'll be on here next week. It'll be father and son. Until next week, this is the Sports Dungeon. I'm your host, Lauren Tepper.